An animal rescue charity says rabbit meat farming needs tougher regulations after it bought 75 neglected and injured rabbits off TradeMe. The shelter Hoo-Ha bought the Manawatu farm for $5,000 after it saw it listed with photos of the animals in cramped bare cages. Eva Corlett reports.
When a rabbit meat farm turned up on TradeMe this month showing rabbits stacked and wounded in wire cages, Hoo-Ha was flooded with messages from people alarmed by the photos. Hoo-Ha's founder Carolyn Press-McKenzie decided to act and called the farm's owner.
I asked him how he cleaned the rabbits, and he said basically you just loose them down. They're all in cages, so each cage is 500 by 500 by 600. It has like a little wooden small chopping board in the corner that they can balance on, and then the rest of the floor is cage sort of mesh floor, and so they used to just sort of hose those floors out.
Ms Press-McKenzie says the rabbits had no shelter, no bedding or room to stretch. She says everyone had an injury.
There were old broken legs, there were torn off noses where they'd obviously sniffed through the cage wire to each other and bitten each other, and so there were quite a few sort of mangled faces, very long toenails, like long and twisted. Lots of urine scalding, lots of compacted faeces where they hadn't been cleaned well, and so the poos had sort of impacted around their rear ends.
Ms Press-McKenzie decided to buy the farm rather than lodge a complaint with the Ministry for Primary Industries.
We don't protect animals well, and as long as there's food, water and shelter, generally how an animal is kept is acceptable. We've been doing this for 17 years now, and we've realised that if we go in and ask someone to step in or we wait, often we're disappointed. Often it's just heartbreaking. We don't get the end result, which is getting those animals to safety.
While Hoo-Ha often works with SPCA or MPI, it wasn't confident the rabbits would be promptly rescued because there is no code of welfare protecting them. Ms Press-McKenzie says MPI contacted the group after seeing its social media posts and discussed the possibility of a code of welfare. She says that should be a bare minimum to protect rabbits against old-school farming practices and put the industry on the radar.
If you look at factory farms, chickens, cell crates for pigs, and even the way we chain dogs in New Zealand and our, in backyards, there are so many things that New Zealanders as a whole are doing wrong, and these codes don't actually protect the animals. So yes, we're very excited that there's going to be change. We know it won't be enough, but I guess it's the first step forward.
The Hoo-Ha team is now cleaning, clipping, microchipping and desexing the rabbits to rehome them as pets. The Ministry for Primary Industries says there are only 2 registered rabbit meat farms for human consumption in New Zealand. A spokesperson says anyone in charge of animals must comply with the Animal Welfare Act. However, the ministry says it won't be able to investigate the farm because it has now been dismantled and evidence lost. The ministry has raised it with the National Animal Welfare Advisory Committee, which decides whether to prioritise a code of welfare for rabbit farming. Mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi, ko Eva Corlett, tēnei.